Last week, our entrepreneurs raced against the clock, planning a party for a charity. The teams had no money, no food, and almost no time. Last week, Charles and Sean were up for review.
Charles, unfortunately, you have not caught the big break this time.
Sadly, Charles was our second contestant to be eliminated. Paul became our lucky blue chip winner. He received a cell phone and gets to choose his own team this week. We're down to 10 entrepreneurs, each competing for that incredible prize, a 5 million rand investment into their business. They'll have to hustle hard if they want to stay in the game and get their shot at the big break.
Business ideas and opportunities are everywhere, but it takes a certain kind of person to spot them. It takes an entrepreneur, someone who can recognize an opportunity and turn it into a successful business. South Africa needs world-class entrepreneurs. The Big Break Legacy is going to find one. From thousands of hopefuls, 12 of the country's finest entrepreneurs made it through. From all walks of life, from all parts of the country, all with one thing in common: the drive and ambition to convince our 4 board members that they should be the winner of the 5 million rand investment prize. The Big Break Legacy.
It doesn't matter how good your business idea is, or even how great your product is, if no one knows about it. You can't just sit back and wait for people to come to you. You have to hit the streets, spread the word, and hype yourself up. That's called marketing. And this week, our entrepreneurs are getting a crash course in it. I'm Masachaba Lekalake. Welcome to the Big Break Legacy.
Hello guys, and we meet again. Like we always do, you're going to be separated into 2 teams. Both teams have got the same task. And the task that you're presented with, your challenge, is to demonstrate the ability to create a marketing strategy for the Johannesburg Planetarium.
Although about 66,000 school children visit every year, they'd like to position themselves to make the planetarium more attractive to tourists and ordinary members of the public.
Here's what I'm looking for. I want you to create a dynamic, a functional, and implementable strategy for the Johannesburg Planetarium. It attracts 66,000 school children visitors. They have a desire to turn it into an attraction, main attraction point, for both ordinary citizens, ordinary South Africans, as well as tourists. Each team will be given 3,000. You've got a brochure on the planetarium, so information on the planetarium itself, gives you more information on that. And you've got a fundi.
They can phone their fundi, brand expert Nathan Reddy, at any time. So they better have given it some thought. They can only ask him 2 questions. However, the blue chip can ask 3.
Now I'm going to ask you, Paul, to come through, please, as the blue chip of the last challenge. You know that you can choose to stick with the same team. Yeah. You can mix it up, or you can start afresh. Yeah. It's your call.
The people I've chosen is specific to the task. I actually made last-minute changes. First is Sean. I wanted to reach out to the green and conservative people and those guys who look after the planet.
I was told that I was the last change because of the specific task that it was in with the planetarium. Paul didn't actually know what a planetarium was until we explained to him that it's actually a dome where a light displays. He thought a planetarium was a museum about the planets.
Abungila, you run a newspaper to get to the ordinary citizen. I think it's perfect through you. Lebohang. Well, everyone has to die at some point, so I'm assuming you've met a lot of people on the way. So yeah, your influence there. And then lastly, Graham, your contact at Hollard and your strategic input would be great to have on the team.
Okay.
I was actually thrilled to be part of the team. When they said what the challenge was, I knew that I had a lot to offer in that department. It's actually what I do a lot of the time, marketing strategy. I think Paul knew that too, and he put together a great team.
And the color of your team would be?
Continue to be orange.
Orange. Yeah. All right. Thank you, guys. You've got 24 hours to do this challenge. You guys are going to present not only to the judges, but also to an executive manager, Claire Flanagan, from the Planetarium. And we will jointly decide as to who the winning team is. What I'm looking for is a wow factor. You understand? I want you to blow us away.
The only way people will visit is if they know about them. The teams will have to work smart to use their limited time and limited money to prepare a fantastic presentation of their new marketing strategy. First up is a visit to the Planetarium to figure out what they can do. The Green Team had their first setback with Mfundo being rushed to hospital.
Welcome to what's actually the heart of the Planetarium. It's in this room that our audience has come in, and just for 1 hour we dim the lights off, make it completely dark, and we use that star projector behind you there to recreate the night sky. And then from there on we can show them their star signs, we can give them a tour of what to expect to see at this time of the year. Right, so I'm going to show you a bit of that first so you know what it is that you're selling, because that's basically what we need you guys to sell.
I definitely got the goosebumps feeling earlier, and I think that's what this is all about. So thanks so much for the experience so far.
I think you're spot on there.
What exactly do you want out of that strategy?
The more people who come here, the better it is for us.
That now we have websites like Short Left and whatever. The Short Left's website way directs people to the local attractions.
Okay.
I just want to know that if you guys are linked to the Short Left, you also use the Gauteng Tourism Association as are you linked with their website to attract people?
We have a website, and occasionally, and some of those websites that you mentioned, I don't even know which ones connect with us, okay? But certainly some of them do. Our marketing is kind of more of a reactive thing, which is truly awful. We have a small budget. We budget 10,000 Rand a year. We don't even spend all of that.
So I was actually very excited to deal with the task itself. And the fact that it was a marketing task, I mean, I don't have a marketing strategy for my business. So for me, it was going to be a learning curve all the way.
What was interesting about them is they're very different teams. The orange team, I think the first team, maybe they had more of almost technically the right questions. Although the green team, they were the ones who pinpointed straight away that we haven't been using the internet as well as we should. I'm really excited to see what they come up with.
With the research done, the teams will have 1 hour to come up with a preliminary marketing plan. It's time for the teams to pull together. If they don't come up with a solid plan, they'll have a tough time with Ezra and the board.
How are you?
I'm very good, and you?
I'm good, thanks. I'm calling you from a big break. I'm one of the contestants, so I would really appreciate if you were to donate your time. Can you please come through to our offices sometime maybe later today around, what, 1:30? Are you guys okay with that?
Yeah.
1:30. Will you be okay so that we can give you all the contact, at least you can start working on something like in the next 3 hours or so?
When it comes to Mfundo, yes, there was a need for us to up our game because of obviously we were one-man short. Every team member within our team did their bit to make it happen because of we are calling left, right, and center for assistance. And yeah, and few guys did come to the party.
So immediate problems we need to crack. What is the 1-minute presentation the judge is going to be, and what 3 questions are we going to ask after? Then there's stuff which is around on-site marketing. So when we went there, I think all of us felt that it needed a bit of sprucing up. Yeah, and what can we do? So let's brainstorm about that in a second. Then there's PR, which is how do you use the media? How do you connect with other organizations? How do you network to get the message out there? And then there's your social networking, which is saying, how do I use things like Facebook, Twitter, websites, clubs,
okay, I think
to get things out there?
I think I think we should get on to actually getting those names on the social networks like Twitter and Facebook like right now, so that we can be in an advantage, so that we're already on top of things.
Or you'll have a go at that. Yeah. Sean's got a You know, he's a different kind of guy. He's pretty flamboyant. So if you've got a lot of expertise around a topic, you can manage that because you can say, look, Sean, I've done this 100 times before. I like the way you're thinking and I appreciate your input, but let me tell you how this is rolled out the last 50 times I did it.
The catchphrase that I'd like to use or put forward is, Johannesburg Planetarium, a look above. What do you guys think of that?
I think it's a good one. We're definitely got to do some brainstorming around that.
The green team was already in disagreement.
Exactly the same thing. I said, okay, because guys is about confused, let them come in.
Yeah.
But still, when we
asked them, what is your area of specialties? And then we saw that one out, that's all.
Where are they now?
Okay, it's
coming. Better, then we can start working.
Mara, you're upset now. No, you're upset. But you're playing the game. That's nice. You're playing it very well. I know there's a perception that there's certain people with a strong personality, but that's okay. I mean, that's life. You come across such people on a daily basis. You shouldn't be bothered by that or be faced by such things. You're right now with your problem that somebody was saying I because we don't want to address that to the guys when they come here. The eyes, are you comfortable? You have to be honest. You're not acting on cameras. I won't protect, wait.
I'm protect. She said she's fine and we...
Bule, I'm talking to you.
Bring the 3 guys on board.
I'm saying when we go out of here, if you don't want to voice out your problem, don't voice it behind the cameras. Finish and done. You're done. I don't like the gossips and everything. Whatever you're not happy with, I'm not here to act for cameras. We are here to do the task. Finish and done.
Although I've never worked with her in a team, but we have lived together for 2 weeks, and I can tell you it's very uncomfortable being around her because it's either her way or it's the highway.
When you walk into the planetarium, you don't get an exciting feeling, right? It's very 80s and you don't get that sense of excitement. But you sit back in that chair, the lights go dark and those stars come on. It's an incredible feeling.
That feeling that we got when we got to the planetarium is nothing like what the website's trying to explain.
Yeah.
So I would recommend, I know a guy that does graphic design, okay? I think I should give him a call to come in here. The guy's name's Adam, I know him quite well. I think he can do a mock-up of like just the front page so that we can give them a feeling of what the website is.
We were getting quite excited here. We came up with Where African Stars Come Alive. Joburg Planetarium. So it's stars in the sense of both us as stars, as human beings. You can be a star or associated with stars.
It's like throw away a look above to the African skies come alive.
Yeah, and that's about goosebumps. It's about discovery. It's about African stories and heritage. It's about a journey. It's about being guided on that journey. You know, Paul was the blue chip, so he started off by default as the leader. As we worked through the task as a team, I was obviously coming with a lot of ideas because I've got a lot of experience in that area. And at a certain point, Paul just put his hands up, paused everyone, and he said, look, guys, I want to hand the leadership to Graham because he seems to have the knowledge and the experience to take us to victory.
Adam, a graphic designer, arrives to assist the orange team.
How's it? So, we just need a logo, a font and a color palette that makes it all come together, where African stars come alive. So it's that whole
with a dome and the African map.
So after you're done with the logo, look at the various options because I want to see if we can somehow plug in the social media, Twitter and Facebook, directly into the website without having to. Cool.
You know what, Adam? Just bump it.
The teams know when they have 1 minute left to brainstorm when the lights on the think tanks begin to pulse. The green team still needs to find its feet while the orange team sailed ahead. Are the two teams on the right track? The board will decide.
How's it, guys? Are you well? Who's going to be presenting your plan? You will? Please go ahead. You've got 1 minute, starting from now.
The heart of our marketing strategy for the Joburg Planetarium is a repositioning of the brand identity to attract the Joburg general public as well as tourists. That's going to be supported by a dynamic and attractive design aesthetic as well as a range of product innovations. We're going to weave all of those together and communicate them through 3 communication channels. On-site marketing at the planetarium itself, an active public relations and networking campaign, as well as social networking to keep people coming back to the planetarium and involved in the institution. All of this will be done with awareness of the resourcing constraints that the planetarium faces. And once we've woven together all those elements, we intend to produce a marketing strategy that is dynamic, functional, and implementable.
Great. Thank you. Thank you very much. You guys, are you in any way considering the fact that they already have a 66,000 base of visitors who are school children, and they're now needing to attract general public as well as tourists? So what are you going to do with this 66,000? Are you concentrating on them at all, or are you just going to activate this new market?
We've got some ideas about how to leverage off the existing base. Obviously, your existing customers are the cheapest and easiest to work off when you're starting on marketing. I can give you one example of an idea that's come up, is to allow those children to go home with brochures or discount packs that will then allow them to bring their parents back. There are some complexities around that, and we'll address that in our presentation.
What's your thoughts?
I think what we have here is the makings of a great plan.
I believe they have at last understood and they grasp the fact that they need to focus on the task.
I just don't want these guys to come back with a complicated solution to a simple task. Guys, I take it that you understand perfectly what it is that we're looking for in this challenge. Is that correct? Yes. There's 4 of you. You're supposed to be 5. Where's Mfundo?
He got sick and he had to be rushed to the hospital.
Are you comfortable working just the 4 of you guys? Yes. Okay, who's going to be presenting?
It's myself.
Macy, please go ahead. You've got 1 minute starting from now.
We went to Johannesburg Planetarium and we were very attracted to their brand, which is the academic correctness. They like their brand and they want to be trusted, so they don't want their brand to be changed. That's number 1. Number 2, our objective is to attract and direct the traffic to the Johannesburg Planetarium. So we identify the gap, that people don't know them because they don't market themselves. And they also agree that, yes, their marketing skill is just not good. So we are going to implement 4 Ps to make sure that our plan succeed. That is, we're looking at their product, how can we repackage it, their pricing, their promotion, and the placement, which is distribution.
When your time is up, you had a minute to present this, so you couldn't present it within a minute.
I did manage the 4P.
So we do know that this is the oldest planetarium, in fact, in Africa, 61 years old. Yes. They currently have 66,000 students that are visiting per annum. What are you guys planning to do with that database?
At the moment, I don't know. When we spoke to Claire, she specifically said to us that they've covered that market. What they're looking at, what they're interested in is attracting new customers. And therefore, we then came up with strategies of attracting different customers outside the 65,000 that they normally attract on a daily basis.
Okay, and to reiterate what I'm looking for, a fantastic wow presentation. Presentation that's going to tell me that, this marketing strategy will attract ordinary South Africans to the planetarium as well as tourists. Clear?
Yes.
Now it's time to go get your hands dirty. Let's go out there, guys. Thank you. Sure, guys, I don't know what to say about that. That kind of, they're not excited at all. I didn't sense any excitement. I think the guys they're lacking energy, lack of confidence.
So what we got is a good definition of what marketing is about. They understood.
That's a textbook.
Absolutely.
The world out there works different, very different.
The teams will have to use their time wisely. They have just 1 day to come up with a plan to take the planetarium from drab to fab. The green team welcomes their team of experts.
Okay, the challenge is that at the present moment, they're looking into targeting different markets, right?
You've got such a huge asset with the 65,000 kids that are coming there. But the nice thing is that those kids are coming from a families, which is an older target market, which is, so it's how we harness that asset that is definitely going to give us maximum results with very little budget.
It's not like it's a one-day thing. We want to do something that is functionable and something that is sustainable.
After receiving their brief from the team, the marketing company sped off to compile a strategy. The green team seemed to call everyone but the designated fundi.
Paul, you had some good ideas about questions for the fundi that you were talking about earlier.
Yes.
I mean, you want to recap us on that?
So the 3 questions that we were thinking about, the one that came from Sean was if we wanted to pitch Johannesburg Planetarium as an events place, how do we go about doing that? The 2 fundamental ones is the process that we want to follow, the structure that you've created.
Yeah.
Is the right one to follow, and if there's any glaring gaps in that strategy.
Yeah.
And I think the last one is perhaps after we come up with a brainstorm for our brand, because I mean he's supposed to be a brand guru, ask him what his feeling about that brand is.
Yeah, whether that proposition is actually something that's really attractive and that will get consumers excited and flocking to the planetarium now. So I think those are the right 3 questions. So my first question is, given the nature of the situation, which is they have a very small annual marketing budget of about 10,000 Rand, they haven't got a lot of resources in terms of people, it's really just academics and a few lower level staff.
The most popular route will be viral.
Viral, okay. Yeah. My second question is, I'd love to get just your off-the-cuff creative ideas around the kind of events that would work at a planetarium, really interesting, dynamic stuff. Okay, so it's theatre, music, food, creating that experience, and just go. And what I'm picking up from you is you're saying it's not a once-off thing; it's a continuous thing, so that you build that social network around it and build it as an event in Joburg. Okay, brilliant. Man, I'd love to keep talking, but I think I've asked you my 3 questions, so I'm going to be in trouble if I carry on. So really appreciate your time.
Thank you.
You're confusing everything. What now? You've got other...
Because this guy from SA Tourism was struggling to get the link correct. Yeah. So Kim, who has designed my website from Cape Town, she said she will do everything and link us to the short left, to the South African tourism, to every...
Okay, what about the guys here?
Yeah, no, they can also do that.
What? So we're going to have it duplicates on my website? And credit goes to who?
So it's a great...
Bongani is not hiding his lack of enthusiasm. The green team seemed confident they were on the right track and decided to call it a day.
Already we've got a logo. Look at the logo, guys. You must look at this. I mean, really, this is amazing.
For me, viral means, okay, someone gets an email, they love that email, they push it on to their friend. That guy loves the email, he pushes it on. That for me is viral. So we need to physically create a thing that can become viral.
Sure, gents, that's a very solid effort. We've all been awake since very early. I'm really impressed with the energy that's gone into this.
Good effort.
How long have we been on the task for?
Well, we've been on task for 12 hours and 50 minutes, so we've got 11 hours and 10 minutes left to go.
Okay, alright, that puts a little bit of pressure.
Oh, and we'll sleep as well.
You guys see there's no green
Sunday.
What do you think they will...
And that's it. The first day of the task is over. Contestants head off for some well-earned rest. On the second day, a much healthier Mfundo returns.
Very well. I'm okay. Are you alive? Mfundo. How are you feeling today?
Hey, you know a kite has got 9 lives, so I fast surpassed the kid. I've got 12 lives.
Do you think you're feeling strong to carry on with the task?
No, definitely so. I think I'm
and
strong.
the competition as well.
100%, as I said. I was not certain as to what was wrong with me, but when I got to the hospital, they actually ran a number of tests, including X-rays and scans. And out of the diagnosis, it actually transpired that I've got kidney inflammation.
Okay, let's get going, guys. I think we are done with it.
Okay, guys, win.
Okay.
Oh, you're not used to this.
The reunited team heads off to discover what strategy the marketing company has put together for them.
So we looked at the whole element of bringing the city of Johannesburg to life. And the sky is not the limit, being quite an important big idea. And we came up with a couple of concepts for you guys to have a look at. as you see down here, a Johannesburg skyline, which then brings it and hones in that whole element. It's just not any other planetarium, it's the one in Jozi. This is just an execution of a paper bag. When the kids actually come through to the site, they can carry some of the giveaways with. So this is something that the organization can put in a bag as a giveaway. And we made it wide, especially with the moon man representing the sky as well.
We love
Cool.
it. I like it. I think we all like it. So perfect.
I think, yeah, you guys should go kick some orange butt.
A confident green team can't wait to get back to work and head off to the office. But the enthusiasm was short-lived as Sebenzile refused to rehearse the presentation.
Take us through the presentation.
Okay. Yeah, that would be
so
great.
that we identify my downfalls and try and assist them.
If you want to keep yourself busy, get a hard copy.
How do I assess myself? Is check on my colleagues. Yeah, but those are
I've
people
already
who can best
done
critique
that.
me to say,
I've already done that.
This might be the shortfalls. So whatever goes wrong, if you don't critique, because our critique will be constructive, yeah. Because if she fears to present before us, how much more to
What
those
makes you
guys?
think that I fear to present before you guys?
Okay, I said that, so I see me again.
No,
I didn't
like,
say I'm
seriously, please chill.
Somebody's going home today.
We've got around 2 hours and 25 minutes to go.
Hello, Felicity.
Nice to meet you.
I would like to print some document, but full color, and an A4 single-sided.
We normally charge R5.50 per page.
Yeah.
But I'm going to charge you R3.50. How about that?
No. Can you make it R3? Because post 19 Mayors they're charging me R3 a copy because I do a bulk copy.
Okay, I'll make it R3.
That means it's 660 rand.
Yeah.
No problem. Yeah. Thank you very much.
I hope it's a lady who wins.
Guys,
so it's looking as good as I think it's going to look.
I hope so. Not really.
So cool.
Tell them that you know so.
You know it. Oh man.
Guys, I saved us money.
Yeah.
We saved 476
I feel like I'm in a very hot advert or something.
Okay, so is it safe to say we're actually an hour away from presentation?
Yeah.
It is safe to say.
How's it, guys? Well, so tell me what you guys have been doing in terms of addressing the three things that I asked you to address.
Sorry, you know the different topics that we're going to address, but what we've done is we've ranked the interventions that we're going to make in terms of the ease of implementation and the level of resources and skill that they'll require. Yeah.
But remember, guys, that's all good. It's not what I asked you to do.
I can respond to that.
Yeah.
We don't want to do the whole presentation in front of you right now.
Okay.
But yeah.
You do realize that time is running, hey?
Yeah.
You still got a lot of work to do, in my mind. So I would suggest that you go back and you really interrogate your presentation.
All right.
Okay. Thanks.
All right. How's it, guys?
How are you,
Mfundo, I'm posing that question to you, and it's a yes or no answer. Do you believe that with the presentation that you have right now, you have a wow factor?
At a personal level, no.
You're not? Okay. Guys, there's still a lot of work to do, and the clock is ticking. I can tell you that. Let's get to work.
To me, really, there was nothing that said this was a wow factor for our team.
I've just Googled what is a wow factor. According to this, whatever you have to offer needs to solve your audience problem in a unique way. That's what a wow factor is.
So guys, we make an appointment with a Fundi maybe?
From the information that I received this morning, the team did not actually phone the Fundi, which was one of my concerns, because I believe that they are called Fundis because they know more than what we do.
The way the person explains the stars and whatever, or the connection between the stars and us, it can be a wow factor because of when...
The interpretation of stars, yeah?
You know, I'm not to steps.
Oh, sorry.
All right, the way you explain this. Look, guys, I'm a customer that's born for choice, okay?
And just cut you short, one, please.
They do have.
I request to cut you short. I understand you say right now your wow factor is the people who go there. But one, right now
I'm not saying the wow factor is the people who go there.
They need to reach new
markets.
Yeah, they should actually come up with the wow factor only. We need to find something that actually.
Yes. What I'm saying is, I'm saying the wow factor. No, I'm saying the wow factor. Listen, I'm saying the wow factor.
Functionality, interactive web-based communications and the likes. But what is it that we say before we even say this is sustainable?
And we kept on saying, okay, what is your opinion? Come with an opinion instead of saying, no, I don't think it's dynamic, just because Ezra came in and said, you know, and then people started saying, yeah, I actually don't think it's dynamic enough.
For us to be able to say this strategy has got a wow factor is because it addresses all the elements which are your 4 Ps.
Really, I think the 4 Ps that were actually exposed as part of our selling point is now exhausted.
Gentlemen, hello.
Hi.
How's it going?
Yeah, I think we've done a lot of great work, and the guys are coming up with very good ideas. The trick now is, how do you get across the nub of the thing in 5 minutes? I think if we had an hour, I would be so confident. I'd be like, we can address everything, we'll get through it at leisure, and the judges will be blown away after the hour.
So when Claire walks in here, you're gonna kick butt with your presentation.
We're gonna wow her.
Oh, yes.
Wow.
That's what I want to hear. Let me not waste any more of your time. Get to it, and I'll see you guys a bit later, okay? Sharp, all the best.
Cheers.
Hey, guys. How are you finding your third task?
It's challenging. More challenging. It is challenging, and yeah, it wants us to think out of the box, and it wants us to be creative and to come up with the solutions that will be sustainable to the client.
How did you cope with that Mfundo yesterday?
Excellently. That's what
Don't sound unhappy now.
Actually, I thought Mfundo will be home again today so that he can just...
Fantastic. Well, I'm glad you guys are ready. Good luck for the presentation.
We went out of our way to make sure that we really get exactly what the judges require from us. We did have our contacts, and we had a very brilliant team which put together the nitty-gritties.
And that's it. Time's up. Now the teams have to present their marketing plans.
Who's presenting for you guys?
I'll be presenting, thanks, Ross.
You may go now.
The first thing we did was try and understand, where is the planetarium right now? We went out onto the streets of Joburg and we spoke to the public and we spoke to tourists. We tried to understand, what do they think of the planetarium at the moment? They mentioned positives. The planetarium is about discovery. It's about fun. You can get goosebumps there. It's about making connections with the world around you. It's potentially romantic. It's about our African heritage. It speaks from a position of scientific authority, and it hooks you into a bigger picture. Those are the positives. That's what people said to us. On the negative side, people said it's a bit dry. It can be scholarly. It's a one-time thing. Potentially it needs a facelift. Maybe it's not dynamic enough. And a lot of people said, unsurprisingly, it's for children. We then prompted people and said, given what a planetarium is, and we suggested a few product ideas, what could the planetarium be to you? Imagine yourself in this situation. What would you feel? They said, well, potentially it could be quite sociable. It could be vibrant. It could be lively. It's about storytelling. It could be contemporary. And it's uniquely Josie and uniquely African. So those people were easily prompted to those sort of positive associations, and we found that quite exciting. So what we as a team did is we tried to then put together a single image and a single phrase that sums up all those possibilities. And what we came up with is the Josie Planetarium, where African stars come alive. And that for us captured a lot of the feeling that's possible with the planetarium. The image there obviously speaks to the actual look of the planetarium itself, but it's also something contemporary and fresh. And we chose the word Josie on purpose to give it that contemporary South African feeling. So you can create amazing viral type event, and there's amazing function and event possibilities which we can go into. We came up with a couple of channels we think that match the message to the right channel. So one of those, it's a very vibrant modern storytelling environment, is your social media. So that's Facebook, it's Twitter, it's YouTube. It's a way for people to get excited about the Joburg Planetarium. There's also a lot of potential to use the site itself. So the foyer of the planetarium, fill it with those kind of images. I've again got an example from the Mayan Doomsday product. There's so many interesting images and stories that can be told to connect with the public and with tourists. And the idea there is you're building scientific authority while you're building the brand image. Thank you very much.
And what's quite heartening here is that it's kind of like it's still the uniqueness and the Josie. I love the Josie thing.
Yeah, the thing that I took home from it was it's not necessarily about the whiz-bang, because people can go to the giant 3D cinemas in Sandton City. There's something so unique about looking back up at those stars as the lights go really dark. It's so special, and it's not necessarily an IMAX or a 3D experience.
You see, I know that and we know that, but it's nice to know that we might be right on that one.
What kind of thoughts did you guys come up with regards to the 66,000 school children that are already visiting the planetarium per annum?
To tap to that, we thought of creating a voucher that the kids can get and take them back home.
I think the details of your strategy and all of that is available. Is that correct?
Yes.
Thank you, guys. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Hello, guys.
Hi, Ezra.
You remember what the challenge was, is that correct? Yes. You may go now.
Okay, our goal is to develop and enhance a marketing strategy that will actually help reach the wider audience, right? For us to say this is an effective marketing strategy, it needs to be dynamic, it needs to be functional, and it also needs to be implementable. All right, for us to be able to reach our wider vision, which is our goal, we looked at the objectives. We want to channel new traffic to the Johannesburg Planetarium. We want to promote the knowledge and understanding of astronomy as well as related sciences through entertainment activities. We also want to clearly define the brand as desired by the mind of the end user, right? Using a single mind, big idea, which is the sky has no limits. We then looked at the 4 Ps for us to be able to actually achieve our objective as well as our ultimate vision. When I encourage the Platinum visitors to look just beyond the scientific tool, but also look at this as something that relates with our daily life. We then also have come into conjunction with the other partners who will help build training, who will help conduct training. And those are the KIDH Business by the Design as well as Olive Communication. We then look at pricing. We looked at seasonal pricing, peak season pricing as well as off-peak pricing. We then looked at promotion, right? We believe that partnering with other tourist stakeholders such as the SA Tourism, Short-Left Break will enhance visibility. And then again, we looked at having shopping malls activations as well as roadshows. We currently have an existing database of about 60,000 people that usually come to the Planetarium on a yearly basis. That very same database, again, also to have to appoint planetarium ambassadors using that very same database. We also looked at placement, again distribution. We want to get to a wider range of the market. We looked at creative elements that can be used. We maintained the logo, but then we've made it user-friendly to the market that we're trying to attract. Okay, and then there's banners, there's T-shirts, there's cups, as well as paper bags. These will help with the visibility. That's that.
Okay, guys. Claire, I'm going to ask you to lead the questioning.
Your ambassador, your planetarium ambassador that you mentioned, could you maybe explain that one a bit more?
I don't know. Can you help?
Okay. We can use the geography teachers to be ambassadors at school so that they make sure that more teachers, not only geography teachers, they know more about the planetarium.
Specifically on the website, what would be the biggest change?
The one what we were talking about, maybe doing like redeveloping or redesigning it, was we were proposing like to have something like whereby people can be able to do the bookings online.
Okay, that was the kind of concrete detail I think we're looking for. Okay, it's the difference between the theory, okay, and the practical stuff, because the theory just sounds like it's covering something.
Guys, I'm taken aback by this presentation. It's very theoretical. The one thing I'd like to know, you know, creating a new website doesn't suddenly increase traffic. Linking it to other sites doesn't suddenly increase traffic. So you have to be practical when you look at this.
I think we'll be using as well the traditional way of advertising, like flyers, brochures.
With 10,000 Rand.
I think, guys, your time has run out, actually, so thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
The presentation didn't go very well. It didn't go very well. However, the presentation was well prepared.
Reviving old tourist icons proved to be quite difficult. Ezra and the board really have their work cut out for them. Before the judges reach their final conclusion, they review the team's performances. Did bringing in an external marketing company give the green team an advantage? Did any of the teams have the wow factor?
All right, shall we go and see them?
Let's go.
Let's go. Hello, entrepreneurs.
Hi, Ezra.
Marketing is a very important aspect of any business. The only way that people would know of your business or even your services or your products is through proper marketing. What entrepreneurs tend to do is they theorize a lot around marketing initiatives. It sounds simple to engage in marketing activities, but it requires for you to apply yourself. However, I think that in executing your plans, there were some gaps that I think I need to note, particularly to you, the green team. When you approach a task of this nature, it requires of you to at least take a step back from theory. I didn't want to hear, I wasn't excited about hearing about the 4 Ps of marketing. In fact, that's not even current because the number of Ps has increased. So we should actually be very, very, very certain that if you're going to use that as something that you're going to hook all your initiatives around, that you're clear and it's current, it's relevant, it will deliver the marketing strategy that you're looking for. Orange team, I think you did absolutely wonderful in terms of your marketing strategy, and you are the winning team for this challenge.
Yes, when Ezra called the other team, which is the Orange team, yes, there was anxiety and worry because now it's us, then somebody will have to go home. And it's full of surprises the way they judge, but that's how they judge, and I can't question it.
Well done, guys.
Thank you.
You delivered on the mandate. Of course, I mean, as you know, that there is that one person that stands out. One person I saw asking questions, engaging with the client, really wanting the client to indicate, is this in line with what you're wanting to do? Are we on the right track? And that person is none other than Graham Rowe. Congratulations, Graham. Congratulations, you did well. You did well. You did well. Let me have a look at, open this.
Catch a break. Unity.
You did get that. Well done. Well done.
Yeah, so when I heard my name being called out, I was stoked. I mean, you know, obviously I'm here to win.
After the break, I'll announce the 2 individuals that are up for review. Two people that are up for review in this challenge is Sebenzile Kumar. I was very disappointed with you, Sebenzile, because the way in which you delivered that presentation is not on.
I expected my name to be called out. You know, I didn't have a good presentation. It doesn't take a scientist to figure that out.
You actually sounded like you were not prepared. In fact, it sounded like you didn't even know what it is that you wanted to present. That's not right. As an entrepreneur, if you are going to present to an investor, you prepare. Even if it means that you stand in front of the mirror and prepare your presentation, you do that. Next person is Bongane. Bongane, could you please come forward?
When my name was called up, I had butterflies, and I prayed God that, God, you can't do this again to me.
Bongane, you had an opportunity, a golden opportunity to grab this challenge, to run with it, and to do with it what we had requested for you to do with it. You were so passive. You were so not there. I didn't see you. You had a golden opportunity when you guys were running with one member short to actually grab this, to ask the relevant question, to get involved, and to craft the strategy to reposition the planetarium. You did not do that. One of you, unfortunately, would have to leave us, and you have 30 seconds, starting with you, Sebenzile, to tell us why you should not be sent home.
Thank you, Ezra and the board. The reason why I don't think I should be sent home is because when it came to the task and me being effective on the task, I think I did my best. Only during the last minute, I think the nerves got the best of me. So I don't think I should be sent home just because the presentation was a failure.
Thank you. Bongane, starting from now, you've got 30 seconds. Go.
All right. I don't think I should be sent home because I did try my best and I pulled my weight behind the team, supporting them in every way that I can. And yeah, I think if I can be sent home, it will be a loss for the team.
Unfortunately, I've made my mind up. Sebenzile, you'll be with us next week. Bongane, I'm sorry you have to leave us. You have huge potential. You can prove that you can do it. Show the rest of South Africa that you have what it takes to be a successful entrepreneur. And the best of luck.
Thank you.
Do you feel that you were the weakest?
Not really. Not really, but I respect the judge's decision. Just disappointed. So many people are like relying on me, but a man gotta do what a man gotta do.
So it was quite obvious that you put in a lot of work into this. Did you expect the status?
It's easy to look good when you've got a great team. Paul put together a killer team, so you know they made me look good. So thanks, guys. You deserve a lot of the credit.
I've spoken like a true leader, hey? Well done to the team.